We are saddened to announce the passing of a father, uncle, grandfather, great-grandfather, and friend, Daniel Baptiste, also known as Dennis and Pirate of Babonneau. He passed away on Sunday, September 21st, 2025, at 6 a.m. at his daughter's residence in Cedars, Castries. He was 104 years old. He was predeceased by his wife, Marie Egyptienne Baptiste, his daughter Laurentia Baptiste, his son Isidore Griffith, his grandson Jonathan Baptiste. Left to mourn his sons, Arthur Baptiste, also known as Kenty of St. Thomas, Frederick Baptiste of St. Croix, Augustus Baptiste of Babonneau, Winston Augustine and Junior Branch of the U.S. His daughters, Alison Baptiste of Sunbuilt, Cynthia Baptiste of Cedars, Anna Tucker of South Carolina, Rosemary Francis of Brooklyn, Nicia Baptiste and Petrina Baptiste of New Jersey, Miranda Baptiste of Martinique, Samantha Baptiste of Babonneau, Zita Martha, Jessica Robinson and Merlin Robinson of Canada. His grandchildren, Steve Hosier and his wife Rachel Hosier of Goodlands, Marcus Baptiste Lewis of Cedars, Juanita Walcott and husband Keith Walcott of Marisil, Laverne Hosier of Sunbelt, Vanessa Gilbert and husband Dwight Gilbert of Cedars, Carrie Francis of Beausejour, Kimmer Hutchinson of New Jersey, Nero Baptiste, Jamal Baptiste, Javon Baptiste, Tamika Baptiste, Ivan Baptiste, and Amari Baptiste, all of Babonneau, Junior Zamond of Martinique, Willan Gilbert of Guadeloupe, Williana Gilbert of New Jersey, Travis Bailey of New Jersey, Natalie Key of the U.S., Jamal Baptiste of Bocage, Elvie Theophilus, Barry Theophilus, and Alvin Theophilus, all of St. Croix, Nathan Martha, Michael Robinson of Canada, Jasmine Richards of the U.S., Lorna Cooker, Jerry Daniel, Jim John Baptiste, Jeremiah John Baptiste, Modiana John Baptiste, all of St. Croix, Jeremy Tucker of South Carolina, Joseph Alexander of Canada, Trisha Cousins, Kevin, and Omawele of the U.S., his great-grandchildren, Joanna Walcott, Keithan Walcott of Marisil, Kayleen Hosier of Goodlands, Deontay Gilbert, Fadia Gilbert of Cedars, Caden Francis of Beausejour, Dennis Baptiste of Martinique, Keithan Hutchinson, Caden Hutchinson of New Jersey, Trey Coker, Lauren Coker, Mariah Coker Daniel, Annie Irose Coker Daniel, Vaughn Atherton, Savon John Baptiste, Jemiah John Baptiste, Alea John Baptiste, Tamea John Baptiste, Kayla John Baptiste, Jade John Baptiste, Zaria Barrera, Donovan Barrera, Dominic Jenkins, and Amira Rogers, all of St. Croix, Cheyenne Tucker, Jeremy Jr. Tucker of South Carolina, Ryan Vanesh, Brian Alexander, Dr. Kathleen Megan Alexander of Canada, Chloe Ruffin, Nyla Majid, Hadafa Sejis, Nuseba Sejis, Hamza Sejis, Bilal Sejis, all of New Jersey, Trinan Cousins, Renee Cousins, Temple Cousins, Kashif Cousins, Gabriel Cousins, Jason Jr. Cousins, Saya Cousins, King Cousins and Kende Cousins, all of Pennsylvania. Janaya Jabatis, Neville Jabatis of Bocage, Makeda and Zaire Richards of the U.S., Ellis Key of the U.S., Akeem Theophilus, Jaim Theophilus, Jail Theophilus, Nikai Theophilus, and Aquila Theophilus, all of St. Croix. His great-great-grandchild, Casanova of Brooklyn. Also left to mourn are his sons-in-law, Albert Francis of Beauséjour, Charles Tucker of South Carolina, his sisters-in-law, Martha Sidney, Sylvia Gaspar, Agatha St. Edward, and Lucille St. Edward, and Jacinta St. Edward, and their families, all of Bogies. Atina DeLay of the U.S., his brothers-in-law, Nicholas St. Edward and Patrick St. Edward and their families. Also left to mourn are the children of deceased sister Magdalene Charbin and their families, children of deceased sister Constance Jabatis and their families, children of deceased sister Teresa James and families, children of deceased brother McPhail Jabatis and their families, children of his deceased niece Bertha Daisy and their families, Calix George of Grand Riviere, Michael P. Toussaint, teacher Christina, Tracy Polius, and husband, all of Babonneau. Special mention, his physician, Dr. Virginia Simon, his dedicated caregivers, Christine Steed, Tana St. Edward. Also left to mourn are the Jabatis family, the Favre family, the Falwell family, the Wilson family, the Louis Fernand family, both here and abroad, and the entire Babonneau community. The funeral for the late Daniel Jabatis, also known as Dennis, and Pirate of Babonneau, will be held at the Good Shepherd Church, Babonneau, on Friday, October 17, 2025, at 3 p.m. His body will be laid to rest at the Shock Cemetery. The body now lies at Crick's Funeral Home Limited, Vidbote. May he rest in peace.